Does the Bible tell Christians all they need to know about God's creation?
The Bible tells Christians in the very first chapter of Genesis that creation is good. This is a remarkable thing to say because our experience of creation isn't quite so straightforward. Looking at a beautiful sunset or into the eyes of an adorable puppy, all that seems very good. But what about viruses? Are they good? What about cancer and mental illness? They all seem to be part of creation, but they certainly do not seem to be good. This is sometimes called the problem of evil. How come there are bad things if creation is supposed to be good? The Bible answers this by saying something happened without quite saying what. Creation, as we experience it now, with bad stuff, is not what God planned, so the Bible suggests, nor is it what God wants now. The Bible gives us a story about Adam and Eve, the first human beings, in an attempt to explain this. They both famously ate an apple from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, something they were told not to do. And it seems that this problem of evil begins with human beings wanting to be more like God, or even gods themselves, and then dragging the whole creation down after them. It's a complicated story and it's rather mysterious, but the result is a fallen creation. A creation that is still basically good, but no longer as perfectly good as was intended. And human beings are at least partly to blame. Now, if this seems a bit harsh, perhaps we might remember climate change as just the latest example of creation being made less good because of human behaviour. But the Bible goes on to tell us that God doesn't just sit back and watch his good creation going to rack and ruin. While human beings make themselves part of the problem, God makes them part of the solution. The Bible tells us that God became human to make us properly human again. And this wasn't just a special favour to humans. This was so that humans could be part of making the whole creation good again, pulling it back up, as it were. Perhaps we can see this to some degree in the response to the pandemic. The doctors and nurses who cared for the sick, the neighbours who helped one another, the scientists who discovered treatments and vaccines. Human beings became part of the solution, making something not good a bit better. The Bible also tells Christians that creation can help them know God. St. Paul wrote in the letter to the Romans, "Ever since the creation of the world, God's eternal power and divine nature, invisible though they are, have been understood and seen through the things he has made, that is, through creation." So creation needs to be studied alongside the Bible if we want to know God. This is why many of the first scientists were religious people. They studied creation in order to understand the God who made it. Some people think that science is the new religion. Some say we don't need God anymore because science explains everything we want to know. Well, to that I would say that while you can certainly enjoy a Van Gogh painting, for example, without worrying about who painted it, nevertheless you'll enjoy it much more, and it will mean much more if you see it as a work of art, a product of someone's creativity. So, does the Bible tell Christians all they need to know about creation? No. Science tells us lots of other important things. But we won't appreciate or understand creation properly without what the Bible tells us about the goodness of creation and how God is working even now to make it and us properly good.